This episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast is brought to you in partnership with ministryleague.com. We would love for more people to discover this show, so please rate and review us on iTunes or your podcast provider. Feel free to share on your social media and subscribe at benandtravis.com for the free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor podcast with Ben and Travis. I'm Travis Creasy alongside Ben Hayes. Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I am excited that the year is about done. School year is about done at least, and looking forward to getting into the summertime. And I bet Will Mahan is excited about the summertime.
Yeah, we are. What youth minister is not excited? School's out, calendar's packed, no time to do anything else except some important Batify stuff that we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, will rest in August.
That's what I was about to say. We'll see him back on the podcast in August. This may be the last time you see him. I don't know, but I'm excited for you, Will. I can't imagine. Back in my youth ministry days, which I'm campus minister now, so it's not that different. But man, I'm sure the kids are fired up and ready to go as well. So excited for you.
We were talking about some whitewater rafting last night in class. So a lot of good stuff coming up. So excited about it.
So are you actually going to do whitewater rafting this year after some of the events of whitewater rafting in the past?
Yeah, the parents of those that went on the infamous trip that almost sent us to eternity with the Lord may not let their kids go, but maybe that's a ministry fail, sons of blunder story for one day, because we'll have to get Blake on that one, because we all got a whole lot closer to Jesus that day, for sure.
Well, then it was worth it, right?
It was, right.
Yes. So the whole intent was to bring people closer to Jesus.
That's what youth ministry is: bringing kids closer to Jesus in near-death experiences.
In whatever means necessary.
Maybe that's an entire episode, whitewater rafting. Because I've seen Ben do some superhuman, activities on a whitewater rafting trip before. So
we've had some interesting goes at it.
We'll have to come back around to that for sure.
I've got some students that would love to join the podcast for that one.
Oh, I bet. Well, we obviously Will mentioned, we've got some things coming up, especially geared towards the youth group. We've got the Batify Youth Group Challenge, where you can register your youth group to run the month of July. Starting July the 4th, running through August 1st. You can join that. And then, of course, the average per runner, the group that has the best average per runner will receive a custom championship belt for your group. Everybody that participates will get a medal. So, check that out. And you can find all that information at benandtravis.com. Go up to the top bar. You'll see Batify, and you can click there and get that information.
Speaking of things that will get you closer to the Lord, running in July could just get you a little closer to the Lord. So that would be great. We hope that you guys will, get some youth groups out there to join in on this. And I think if I remember correctly, all the details, one adult can be on that team as kind of a sponsor for the team, and then the rest has to be part of the youth group. And again, however many you have, it will be averaged out, the miles that they ran over the course of that month.
And if you want just a taste to get you pumped up to go to heaven, the heat in July will remind you of the other place. So, it'll definitely motivate you to want to go to heaven. So we want to bring everybody closer to the Lord, also get a little stronger, build up that close-knitness of your group. Competing together can do that. It obviously can do the opposite as well, but we're hoping that it'll bring you together. The other side of that, you could join us on July the 10th for the Batify Freedom 5K. We have added a fun run to that as well. That's going to be at 8 a.m. in person. 8:30 a.m. Will be our Freedom 5K at Mars Hill Bible School.
That's right.
Excited about that. A little change.
Mars Hill was gracious enough to let us come and host that. They actually have a cross-country trail. It's not all cross-country-esque. It goes through a little bit of the woods, but mainly I think it stays on the road, goes down by the baseball field, goes out on a main road, so we'll have a road blocked off and have the city helping us out with that. And we'll have a actual 5K track or route to run, and we'll do a little mile, I think, fun run for the kids. And so yeah, I think it's going to be awesome that we've got kind of a official place to be this year.
It's going to be great. The fun run, the 5K, and also we have a special discount for any cross country team. So anybody in the area. I'm challenging my alumni, the Central High School, Central Wildcats. If you have a cross-country team, I'm not even sure if you got a team or not, but if you do, I'm challenging you to show up. You can get more information on the discount, all that good stuff, by emailing us at hello@benandtravis.com. Would love to see you there. Of course, if you can't make it to Florence on July the 10th, you can run it whenever you want to run it. We also have the virtual offering. We'll send you the T-shirt and the medal along with all of that. So the other part that we've added is we are adding sponsors to the run. So we've got the red level sponsorship, $500. That's going to get you a sponsorship of the podcast. So we're going to roll out a little advertisement for you to start every podcast that we have for a few weeks there leading up to the event. It's going to get you 2 runners. 2 folks can run, get the T-shirt, get the medal. We're going to do a bunch of social media posts for your business on our social media, and I'm sure I'm leaving something out, but that red level sponsor is $500.
You get to drop something in the goodie bag for all the participants.
And of course, we're going to have a trail sign up for you on the way somewhere, just kind of marking the path, but there'll be a place where all the runners will run by something with your name on it, and we're also going to have your name on the back of the T-shirt. So I think there's going to be a lot of ways that your business is going to get out there, be able to be seen, and of course not just the day of the race, but in the days before it and maybe after it, with people wearing the T-shirt around with your name on the back, and social media posts and things like that you guys can continue to share over and over and over again. They'll be on there. So that would be great. And of course, the whole reason for this is for St. Jude. So regardless of which level you sponsor, and I know we'll go over the other sponsorship levels too, but regardless of what it is, the money that you're donating for the sponsorship, none of that's being pocketed by us. That's going towards obviously first and foremost paying off some of the cost of the run, which should be pretty minimal, and the rest of it's going to go towards the St. Jude. Will and Travis and several of us are running in the St. Jude half marathon. Will's running in the full marathon. Travis is running in the full marathon. Travis may be running the 5K. I'm not sure.
We're going to try to get 3 miles and some change out of this old body first.
So, we're going to be running it in December. And so this is basically we're going to put it towards the run, towards our team. Our goal has been to raise $10,000 on our team, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do a whole lot better with that, and hopefully this is going to help towards it. So that's where your money's going. If you're sponsoring, that's where your money's going. If you're running, after we pay for the T-shirts and the medals, your money is going towards St. Jude. So hopefully everybody will have something cool to take home with them. But at the end of the day, it's because I love St. Jude, and it's been something great for us.
So continuing the sponsor, we have the white sponsor, and we also have the blue level. So red, white, and blue. The white sponsor is $250.
Yeah,
$250. And what do we get, Ben? Tell them that.
Well, on the $250 level, you get a social media post. You're going to get a logo on the back of the 5K shirt. Just like you do with the red sponsor. You're going to get something in the goodie bag, and you're going to get that trail sign. And then on the last level sponsor, which is very similar, you're going to get the social media post, which is the blue sponsor is $100. You get a social media post, a logo on the 5K shirt, and the goodie bag. So there's just going to be a little bit added along the way with each one of them. So basically, you add the trail sign at the white sponsorship level, and then at the red sponsorship level, you actually add a lot of things. We're also going to, if you want to sponsor and run the race, not all of you are going to want to run the 5K, and that's cool. But if you do, we're going to throw in a registration for that, I believe, for the 100 level, the 250 level, and then for the 500 level, we're going to throw in 2 spaces to run in that. So if you and your spouse or you and your business partner or whatever want to run, then you can come do that too.
Or you can walk. You don't have to run.
That's right. Yeah.
No judgment here. I'll be doing a little bit of both, maybe even some crawling, depending on how training goes over the next month and a half or so, which, unless you guys got something else to say about Freedom 5K.
Well, I was just going to say, you may want to finish it before like the city, opens the road back up.
Oh yeah,
especially if you're crawling. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to wait till the last runner goes through, and I'll be pretty close to the end, so everybody else can, as long as you're fairly close to me, you'll be fine.
So all this craziness, and this is kind of what the podcast is actually about, all started last year when we did an Ask Lonnie Jones Anything. And I believe it was Ava Johnson. Maybe she's not going to kill me for I don't know if she was anonymously asking that or not, but she asked something about, exercise during the quarantine. And he basically had some response that if you're not willing to do push-ups, sit-ups at home, you're probably not going to get in your car and go to the gym, which was a great point, because he absolutely nailed me to the wall, because I've got a free gym I can go to up at Riverside. But push-ups and sit-ups, I've always got room for that. And so born out of that became the 30-day Badify Challenge, which then led to the Badify Freedom 5K, which has now led to the Badify Youth Group Challenge and the Fun Run. So, we're just out here. We're gluttons for punishment. If you're gluttons for punishment, come along with us. But we started a Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Ben and Travis. The link will be in the description of this episode. But the whole point of starting that last year was the 30-day Badify Challenge, which means we committed to doing at least 30 push-ups every day, and running/walking or biking or swimming or maybe crawling, I don't know, a mile every single day. And so at the end of June, you have done 30 miles.
30 miles.
And a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups.
Yeah. 30 sit-ups, 30 push-ups, a mile every day. And it was a pretty big deal. Like, some of us got in some pretty decent shape, and some people just really knocked it out of the park.
Some people never quit. They're still, there's like the 365th day challenge or something, it's coming up on it. So,
yeah, we've had some guys that just really got in on it, and it really changed, I feel like changed their life. It changed their health for sure. And that wasn't us, that was them, just making those small changes and challenging themselves to make those small changes. So I think that's a huge thing that we want to encourage you to do as well. I just started this book this week, and we often talk about books and different things that we do here, but it's just called Tiny Habits. Not written by a Christian or anything that I'm aware of, but I found it as I was waiting on my wife to finish shopping in Target. That 45 minutes I was waiting on her, I started filtering through the books and looking and seeing what was there. And this book called Tiny Habits pops up. And I start looking at it. And one of the things that I read in there was about behavior, or B equals MAP, which that drew me in, like BMAP. What does that mean? So behavior equals motivation, ability, and prompting, where those three things intersect. So I have the ability to do it, I have the motivation to do it, and there's some sort of prompt that comes up. So every behavior, whether good or bad, is about that B map. So what we're trying to do, and what we probably didn't even realize at the time a year ago, Travis, was that we were giving that prompting every day. We're throwing those things out, because most people know, okay, motivation, yeah, I need to work out. I want to work out. I have the ability to work out, or I have the ability to run or walk. But what ends up happening, I think, a lot of times with your whatever your resolution is at the beginning of the year, is eventually the prompting isn't there. We kind of forget about it. We let it go by the wayside. It's not right there in front of us. And so if we have that prompting, we do something about it. And so we're hoping to provide some motivation. We're hoping to provide some, because you've got the ability. And then some people asked us last year, well, I can't do push-ups, or I can't do sit-ups. So what did we do last year with that? And what did we tell them last year?
Well, I mean, there's always a modification. Some people do the push-ups with, their knees on the ground. And really, the bottom line is starting somewhere. Maybe you can't do 30 push-ups, 30 sit-ups, but you can do 10, or you can do 5. And then really, that's what it is, hey, let's just get moving. Let's do something. And in the middle of the quarantine, it was so easy to just kind of sit around and maybe even feel sorry for ourselves. And so the one thing we had was time. And I think that's going to be a little bit more of an issue this year.
A little bit more, yeah.
To kind of do that. But that's what we want to do, is kind of come along. But yeah, it's starting with what can I do? Yeah. Exactly. Rather than going, oh, well, they're doing 30 push-ups and I can't do that. Well, that's fine. But what can you do? Fill in that blank, answer that question. And so we had modifications. If you can't do push-ups, but you can do sit-ups, you can do 60 sit-ups, or however you want to do it. And so the big thing is doing what you can. Yeah. And coming along. And probably the other thing, and really the most important thing, is we're also going to be doing some Bible reading and maybe some devotional posts. That was really cool last year to be able to do that. I would love for some of our Facebook group members to do some of that as well. That would be cool. Will, what are we going to be reading for the 30-day challenge?
So I think pretty easy. We got the book of Proverbs. There's 31. Now we're starting in June, so there's only 30 days in June. So we'll double up on one of those days. But go through the book of Proverbs. And I think, as y'all were talking about it, I think the exercising, Lindsay and I walked the other night, and a mile, our just slow pace was 19 and a half minutes is what we walked a mile with Amy the other night. Then you do your push-ups and sit-ups or whatever you can do, and you're total looking at about 30 minutes for your physical. And then when you add reading just one chapter, meditating on that, you're maybe looking at 7 to 10 more minutes. And so, we want to feel the physical is very important. The spiritual is even more important. And so I almost look at it and go, can I take 30 minutes to do the physical and then another 30 minutes to really focus on the spiritual and just make an hour out of the day? I'm sure we can watch. I know I'll watch more than an hour of TV a day. And so can I take that and not just read it, but I think we want to challenge you to focus on it. I think it's real easy for us to go, I picked up my Bible, read this, set it back down and have no idea what I just read. And so we want you to focus. Proverbs has got a lot of wisdom from Solomon and the things that he's putting to make our life easier and just put us probably in a better situation. And so we want to do that for you physically, but we want to challenge you to be better spiritually. And we think Proverbs is a really good place for us to start and just taking a chapter each day to focus on how we can be better spiritually.
And one of the things that we do, one of the things we did last year that we tried to encourage, and this is where we encourage the group that Travis was talking about earlier on Facebook, is going back to the thing that I talked about earlier, the prompting, is we try every day to post, what we did, and we encourage the members to post what they did. Post the mile, if you only got 20 push-ups, then fine. It doesn't matter. It's a it's a no criticism zone. It's a friendly zone to say, this is what I was able to do. And some people came on and said, hey, I've got a messed up knee. I can't do this, but I did this. And we were like, great, awesome. Keep going, And so it was one kind of motivation for everybody, but it was also a prompt because everybody gets on there and scrolls Facebook. You start looking and mindlessly scrolling. And if you get 4 or 5 of your friends that are posting, hey, I did this, I ran this, I, did this kind of exercise, it's a little bit of a push and a prompt to, I forgot that, because there were days Travis posted or Will posted that I was like, oh man, I've almost forgot to do that today. And so I get up and do my push-ups and do my sit-ups. And, that's kind of what we get from the group. So we really encourage you, if you're not on that, to join that. If you are on it, get on there when we start this challenge and post those things. And I think one of the other things that we did last time too was we actually put that as a part of it. One motivational post, just post a Bible verse or something from the reading, something from your reading that day that just maybe encourage people. So do a encouraging post, not in the group, but like on your regular Facebook page.
Yes.
And a lot of people did that, and that kind of helped spread the word about the challenge, but it also helped spread the word, and so that was a good thing.
I think going back to what you said, I had several people that told me, hey, I'm doing the challenge. I want you to do that, or I want you to know, but I just don't feel comfortable to post because I feel like I'm bragging about myself.
Right.
And what we want is kind of what Ben said, that accountability. Like, we want to brag on you.
Yeah.
But we can't brag on you unless we know what you're doing and continue to encourage, because I think, you get down to it, like what y'all are saying with the summer, it's going to be a whole lot busier. And just that added encouragement just makes things that much easier to do, just pushes you a little bit more. So don't feel like you're bragging or feel like you're bragging. That's okay. We want you to brag about what you're doing, so it helps encourage us to kind of step up and do it too.
And you can post the things that you did on the group page, and it's just the people who are doing those things. It's just the group. You don't have to post all that on your site for everybody that follows you to see. You're welcome to do that too, but some people did it in both places, and that's fine. But certainly we'd love to see it in the group, because it gives me encouragement and it gives us the opportunity to encourage you.
Somebody posted a worksheet, I think, or a tally sheet that you can keep up. We need to go back and see if we can find that in the group and maybe reshare it. But I'll give my testimony and then we can kind of wrap things up. But I feel like by running and strengthening up my lungs and the push-ups and the sit-ups, that when I eventually did get COVID in October, I think I was able to withstand that a little bit better. Now, I'm no scientist and I'm no doctor, so I might be completely wrong on that, but I felt that way. I felt like, now it's taken me a little bit to get that back up, because I have been running on and off. I recently have developed allergies at 40.
Nice.
So fun times.
Wonderful.
So that's kind of made it difficult, but man, I'm ready to get it hit. I'm actually going to try to start this week. I've been pretty good about running a mile or two every week, and then we go walk on Wednesdays and Thursdays. But man, I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get with you guys. Of course, Camp Maywood will fall within that month, and so that was really cool last year, going and running with you guys and doing the stuff that we could do together. And man, I'm just excited. If there's anything that we can do to help you, to encourage you, first and foremost, it's that Facebook group. Go join and share with us what you're doing. There may be somebody else in the group that's not quite ready to do the 30-day challenge that might see what you're doing and go, hey, I can jump on that train and ride that. But man, I'm excited, guys. Looking forward to, we're getting out of school. Today's the last day. I'm not so looking forward to going back to school and grading. But what's going to push me onward and upward is our time that we're going to spend together this summer and getting it going again. So that's the 30-day Banify Challenge. That's facebook.com/groups/Ben and Travis. We hope to see you in there. Proverbs, let's get it, boys.
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.